What's up, YouTube? I'm feeling pretty low today. New job, great, awesome opportunity, and I mean it's just so. If I tell you all the things that connected to the job, you would be like, "Well, okay." First of all, I mean it's just so many things, but the reason I'm feeling low today is because I had a situation yesterday. There were a couple of things that were given to me. In the midst of that, I had some other things that were going on. Um, and I made the mistake of, instead of starting the new things so I would have some type of history on it, I started with the old things first. And that put me behind a day, plus some other things that were going on. Now, today, what ended up, and I was kind of sad, like I said, because I felt like I was kind of not the first choice. What happened was I was told to start on Monday, and then the second person said no. Then they chose another person. And when I got there, they told me to come in on Tuesday. When I got there, and I guess whoever they chose on Monday decided not to come, maybe. When I got there, two other people had already been hired on. Now, there's one guy that was there that was really smart alecky towards me at first, and maybe because he thought that I was strong enough to take his position. But when he realized that, hey, the boss didn't really like me at all, that it didn't matter, he stopped being mean to me because it was no need to. He didn't have to hurt my self-esteem or anything because the person didn't like me anyhow. The first thing I noticed, like I said again, I was hired a day late. Second thing I noticed was that first day, um, the boss didn't even speak to me when they left. Didn't even speak to me, but I noticed a real good interaction with the other person that was there. Then today, I had a list of stuff I told her I was behind on, and then what she did was she printed something out with my name on it that had just so many typos, and it sat on the printer for a long time. And people had to see that, and somebody picked it up and showed it to her. I guess they were just like, "What the hell?" And she told them to give it to me. I didn't even look at it, but when I looked at it, I was just like, "Look at this! Why would she even print that out?" And it had my name on it and it had all these typos. I was like, "Wow, really?" There was no need for her to print that out, but she did. And then on top of that, you know, I was introduced to everybody as the legal assistant for the team or whatever. And it's a real estate company. And I mean, that woman, she does not like me. um, it was like the whole time the other girl got a whole lot of encouragement. Oh, I think you're really gonna do well. Everybody, I think that you're gonna, because it was supposed to start out as temp, but somehow it just rolled over to permanent like really fast. And I don't know. I mean, it's just, and the thing was, like, I have all of my files. I didn't have the access to the printer at first, so I had all of my files labeled with post-its. And so, she comes by, and maybe word got back to her that I was telling her that this, because I felt so embarrassed that this thing had my name on it, it had all these misspellings on it. So I was just like, look, I just want to let you know that wasn't me. I didn't print that out. Ravi printed it out. And I was like, I'm new, and it has all these misspellings on it. And so then she, I guess, in order to kind of nudge me or whatever, and I gotta realize I'm just dealing with other human beings, regardless of what position they're in. And she comes to me, and she's, and I told her just do what I'm doing here, because she'll tell me stuff to do, but she won't allow me to write it down. I'm like, how am I supposed to remember? You know what I'm saying? These things if I don't write it down. And so I told her she can come to my desk or whatever like that. I already told her I'm behind, but then she has like some stuff that the other girls supposed to do, and she delegates some of it to me. And I'm like, why is she delegating that to me when I already told her that I was behind on some of my stuff? That stuff, that she could have done that. 4 or 5 letters or whatever. She could have done that. I didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow, really? And then on top of that, to make me feel even worse, okay, they're all introducing me as a legal assistant. The guy that sits beside me, he's like continuously asking me like legal questions. I'm like, I don't give legal advice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I'm not none of that. I didn't even know my title was legal assistant. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you serious? You know, and then on top of that, you should know better. You're in a position that's higher. You don't just ask even if it's a paralegal or you know a, a para. I'm not even that, you know. But then he starts asking the paralegal questions like that. You can't. People have limited knowledge. You can't do that. That's a liability. Why would you do that? You know. And then I'm sending this woman stuff she's supposed to prove because we got to get it out today. I send it to her 3 hours later. She's like, she doesn't. I mean, I have to go and check and see if she sent it out. And then she tells me, oh, well, this has to be scanned in this order, you know. I sent that to you a long time ago. You should have been looking for it. That has to go out today, you know. And I'm just like, wow. And then on top of that, then the boss lady comes and sits by me, and she's like, oh, you gotta put these in this order, sit this over here. I'm like, I already have a space for that. You know, you need to have a space for everything. Don't you see my labels on my files? I'm like, are you crazy? So, I mean, I wanted to work. I really do because I need, I mean, I need a job, you know, so I wanted to work, you know, but if she doesn't like me and has her opinion of me, it's nothing I can do, you know, and already, and I think some of it, you know what I'm saying, you know, not to put the blame on everybody else, some of it is me not, you know, because of my lack of personality or whatever. Some of it may be that because you know I don't have friends or family, so it's like a little thing would make me, you know, would hurt my feelings, you know, or if I see that I'm not doing something, you know, but I need to take the reins and take control. She's not gonna be there tomorrow, and I overheard like all this stuff, like she was telling the girl, she delegated her emails to her or whatever, and was like, oh, you know, she's gonna make some keys or whatever, and she'll make sure somebody makes some extra keys, you know, for her, you know. I'm like, wow, you know, I'm just like, you know, I just really don't have anything to say. So I'm not gonna contact her at all tomorrow. I'm just gonna do, um, you know, I'm just gonna get my stuff together, put it together, and then that's that. You know, put together my little status report, and that's it. And I guess she gave her access to the email. She's gonna be looking at the emails that I sent. So I don't know. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. You know, because it's like for me, you know, the problem that I'm having is really people don't like me, you know, and it's just it's because and then I look like I actively like look for mentors and things like that, and I mean it's kind of sad to me because it's like you know I looked, you know, in churches, I mean just random people, and you know I had people initially that was like all right. But it's like once I had something turn, like the 3 or 4 people that I know of, they don't even check up on me. They don't even check. And it's like, and I've actually asked them to contact me because I wanted to tell them, you know, about this and kind of get some grooming and, you know, like daily I could tell them what happened and stuff. Nothing. And these are people from the get go, you know, at least, well, you know, from the get go that I felt like, you know, they got families and stuff. They don't have time, but they offered, you know, not even anything. You know, the most I got a hello from the Sunday school teacher tonight. And then when I was like, you know, I need to talk to you, you know, I was like, hi, I need to talk to you. No response. And then after like maybe 30 minutes or so, I, you know, was like, maybe he thought that was weird. So I was just like, you know, well, if you're wondering why you, because nobody else responded, you know. And so there's still no response. And then tonight was it was like a you know, a church night for another church. And I left early today because I didn't take a lunch. So I was like, well, um, I'll, stop by the church and maybe I can get some encouragement there. But by the time I got back this way, I was like, I need to eat, which I ate the last two burgers I had. But, and on top of that, I was like, if I go there, if they haven't never encouraged me when I needed encouragement because I didn't have anything, now that I actually have something that might value encouragement, they're not gonna encourage me then. Those people don't like me either. I'm just like, what do I do? And then like I said, I've had all these different websites and whatever, and what I noticed is that it's all males. 7,000 friends worth of males, and that's just on one page. Probably like 3,000 on the other two. So I don't know. And I remember when I was younger, there was an older man, which actually he's younger than I am now. Back then, but he told me, he was just like, if you don't have, a family that cares about you, nobody else is gonna care about you. And I guess, really, I don't know how he spoke from the experience and how he knew that. Did he know somebody like that? He didn't really have family either. But I guess he was getting by on his looks or whatever because he was having women like pay his bills. But I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, what does a person like me do? I am not one of those types of people that, I feel like, oh, how people be like they're suicidal or whatever. I'm not like that. That's not in my makeup. I want to succeed. I want to do well. But I guess the thing that I have to realize is that oh yeah, and then that girl, I thought she was the sweetest, nicest thing, but when I helped her with her little thing or whatever, it was one person that I told her to hold off on because I was waiting to see if we received payment from her. And don't you know, she was slow on putting her stuff together. And when the boss came and asked her why she was slow, she was just like, she was just like, oh, because she had a typo. I told her, I said that wasn't even supposed to be in there. I told you not to print that one. I told you not to even, I when I gave you those, that wasn't even included in there. Why would you even, And I sent her an email documenting that. What is wrong with her? And so even as nice as somebody is, if they feel a need to throw somebody under the bus, whether directly or indirectly, they will. And the boss coming over and saying, "Oh, you need to put this here." Wait a minute. This is my desk. I have it where I need it to be. You know. I'm like, what is wrong? But I couldn't really argue with her on one point because I was behind, and I was behind because my own error, because I decided instead of tackling the new items first, I started from the old ones, and I thought that I would just be able to catch up on all of that, but it didn't work that way. So, and what I was fuddling through was me trying to jot down what she was telling me, and her wanting me to look at her instead of taking down the notes. Let me put my notes in so I know what the hell is going on, and then just silly stuff. So I got to be honest. As much as I want it, because I think it's a miracle that I got it. For one, because um, the door was closed with me. The staffing agency lady had an attitude with me or whatever, and I never met her, so I don't know what the what the deal was. I just wanted her to mark me active. She said she needed another background check. We went through all of this, and she never did she never processed the background check. Never processed it. And then I was just like, wow, well, I have this opportunity, which my background, legal, real estate, banking, all of that. And and I mean, just hoping on all hopes, I should not have got it. I didn't even have a suit to wear to the interview. Somebody gave me a suit, and then they kept looking at my chest because the shirt was too short or whatever. Not short, but I guess it showed my chest, and I was just like, so I didn't think anything of it. But then, they called me. I shouldn't have came. I don't know. But